Hi there, it's Babs from Yarn People, and I'm still not quite sure where I'm supposed to be looking in the video, so if I sort of look off camera or look rather bizarrely, then I apologise in advance. And it is bitterly cold out here. I haven't actually put the heating on. My hands are freezing, and if you see me rubbing my hands together, it's because I am absolutely frozen to the bone, and you can probably tell because even my poor little nose is bright red where I've been sitting out here doing the prep for this. But never mind, we're here. I'm going to be talking today. This is episode 2, and we're going to be talking today about WIPs, FOs and UFOs. And no, I'm not actually being naughty when I tell UFO. My kids saw my notes and they're like, Mum, you can't say that to people, it's so rude. It's like, no, it's finished object, and UFO is unfinished object, and then WIPs, of course, work in progress. So I'll be talking about those. There's a slight delay this week because, you know, life happens, and in this case, our poor dog Sophie, she happened to break her nail. Now, it is slightly more troublesome for her than me breaking one of mine, and I'm frequently breaking my nails. In fact, I've even got a broken nail, and I've literally just done the varnish, and I have already snapped that nail, and it's just hanging on by a tiny thread. So hopefully it'll last through the video rather than ripping right off. But when Sophie broke her nail, it was her dew claw, so that's the one that's sort of up here, and normally it's about this long, and she snapped it right there. So she literally snapped the nail. It was most unpleasant, and there was red stuff all over the place that we had to clean up, and it took a very long time, and we went to the vet. The vet had to take it off, so that was a nice unexpected cost for breaking a nail. Oh, the drama of owning a dog. So she's all bundled up, and as you can see, she's doing okay. She's fine. She's got the bandages off now, and she's back to normal. Every now and again she'll catch her paw on someone and she'll just sort of ouchie, but yeah, she's fine. She's off the painkillers, she's off the medication and everything, so she's just running around making noise and generally being, you know, the puppy that she is, getting into absolutely everything. But that's why we're slightly delayed, and then hopefully we'll be catching back up with ourselves and releasing more regularly. I'm hoping to do it every weekend so that we can release the videos when you've got time to watch them, assuming people have time at the weekends, which is probably a joke for anybody that's got kids or family requirements or trying to run their own business, or yeah, just find time when you can. But I'm going to try and make it regularly released over the weekend, so at least you know when it's released rather than having to guess randomly at when I might get round to it. So that's the first thing, and then I was going to talk about WIPs, which are works in progress, and the first one I was going to talk about is my hair, because it's the only one that's actually still ongoing. Everything else I've pretty much cast off in the last week, but you might notice that my hair is different. It's about 5 inches shorter than it was, and I don't know whether you can tell or not, but the colour is very different. Now, it's been a 6-week journey to get here, which would probably only be a 5-minute haircut for most people. But because I had neglected my hair for the last 4 years, possibly longer, the hairdresser said that my last appointment was 400 and something weeks ago. Yeah, I always put myself to the bottom of the list. I don't have time for myself. I don't spend money on myself. I don't take myself out to get my hair done. So when I decided to do something really exotic and exciting, and I'll try and put a picture of it up here somewhere, I wanted to do something really cool and funky with my hair rather than just leave it as just black mess as it always was. I was devastated after 4 weeks of testing, and they tried everything. I had so much hair cut off in order to have the tests done to see whether it would be able to take the colouring and the bleaching and so forth. And sadly, it couldn't, no matter which combinations, no matter how gentle and kind they were. It was in too poor a condition. It was just at least 4 years of no looking after, no care, meant that I couldn't do what I wanted. And how foolish of me was it to think that just because I wanted to do something, instantly it would happen. So there were some tears shed, I have to say. It's not my proudest moment, it's only hair, but I'm loving it. I'm loving the short version. I do keep fiddling and playing with it, so if I fiddle and play with it whilst we're chatting, I apologise. I'm still trying to get used to it. It feels like I'm bald, even though I know I'm not. I can quite clearly see there's plenty of hair there, but it does feel very strange. And so I had a couple of hours session cutting my hair, and we had another couple of hours taking the colour out. And Rob, hubby, after I came back from that one, said, "Why are you paying them?" He says, "You've still got, you know, like massive great white roots. Why are you paying them?" I said, "Well, this is just taking the colour out. This isn't putting it back in." And then I had to wait another week before I could have the colour put in. And then it was another 2 to 3 hours having this gorgeous colour put in. And it's just, oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. Whilst no, it's not the picture that I wanted, I'm really loving it. It takes me 5 minutes to complete my hair now, rather than 20 plus another 20 waiting for it to dry in a towel before I then take 20 minutes to try and style it. So I've got so much more time now. It's quite remarkable because it's literally 5 minutes. Done. Ha! Excellent for a busy mum who's trying to run a business. That is just fabulous. Fabulous gift that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, I'll try and stop playing with my hair, but it might only be hair, but it was quite a big deal to me. And it's still not quite where I want it to be, but it's flipping close. So it's still a work in progress. And I would love to get to the point where I can have all those mad colours in it, but we need to make sure that it's healthy and isn't going to snap and stretch, because it would just like every time you put a brush through it after they'd treated it. So it's just like, no, that's coming off. That's not going to work. So that was the work in progress that is my hair. And if I show you on Instagram, I put up a question of the day. I've started doing a whole host of questions of the day. Some are serious, some are silly. Most of them so far have been a bit frivolous, but you know, that's the way to start, isn't it? You don't want to go in with anything deep and meaningful first time out. You just scare everyone away. So I had the question of, is it a work in progress if your project is simply waiting to be blocked? And the reason I ask that is because I have plenty of WIPs already. I mean, I know I don't have any on the needles right now that I can show you, but if I lean across and you see these bags back here, if I were to open any of those bags, you will find works in progress. I class them as in progress and not UFOs because they happen to be in here and they're organised and they have everything together that I need to have to complete them. So they're kind of project bags, but any of those bags, and there's bags down here at my feet and there's bags behind me, it's not the best organised place at the moment, but at least everything is contained within its own project sphere, if you like. So I was asking whether people thought that a work in progress was completed and moved into the finished object category if you still had to block it. And we had quite a selection of responses, and I shall put the official results up here. I didn't think it would be quite so... Well, it's not evenly split, but I thought it would be far more one way or the other. And yeah, I'm pleased. I'm pleased to say I personally don't consider it a finished object until I can wear it happily and comfortably and not think about it. So for me, that means it has to have the ends woven in. It has to be blocked because it really bugs me when things aren't blocked. And this week I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting on some blocking, I don't know what you'd call them, slabs. They're where you've got the four, not the four, they've got a load of pins that are held together in a piece of plastic. Knit Pro rainbow blocking somethings, but I can't remember what they're called. I'll put a link to the ones that I got in the show notes. I've been going around all sorts of yarn shops recently for yarn people, which is something I'll talk about next week. But some people didn't even know what I was talking about when I said that I wanted to buy these. And there was only one person who, one, knew what it was that I wanted, and two, offered instantly to go out and get it for me, and that was the lovely Sam at Sconch Yarn. And again, there will be links in the show notes to Sam and Sconch, because they were just fabulous. And she sorted me out. She knew exactly what I was talking about. She went away, found it, got it, and it's in the post and it's on its way. So I will be blocking things soon, even though it's bitterly cold. And knowing my luck, it's going to be raining for the next who knows how long. So I shall be trying to block and dry indoors with kids and the dog. Yeah, it's not going to be pretty, but we'll see what we can do. So I thought I'd show you some of the things that I've got waiting to be blocked, even though they're not actually on the needles. I have a cardigan which is upstairs that I'm not showing you because, one, it needs to be blocked quite harshly, but also because I'm going to be using it for a steeking tutorial. I'm going to do a video around steeking. It'll be my first time of doing it. I know what it is. This is where you literally cut through your work to open it up and create a cardigan if you've made a jumper or whatever. And so you knit the whole thing in the round and then you cut it up the front so that So we'll see what happens, but my video just cut out for no real reason, and I don't understand why, unless it just got too cold and didn't want to play anymore. So I shall try and speed things along a little. So yes, steeking is where you knit in the round and then cut it to open it out, so you don't have to seam 3 pieces together to create your cardigan, 2 fronts and 1 back. It's going to be terrifying. I'm going to be doing this for the first time, and yeah, so I'll be sharing that in blog posts and a video and all sorts of other loveliness, because that tutorial that I'll be following is going to be in issue 5 of Yarn People, so others will be able to follow along. I have next to me some finished-ish objects, work in progress. They haven't had the ends woven in and they are waiting to be blocked. And which way round is it? It's this way round. And this is the butterfly shawl, butterfly friendship shawl from issue 4, which is currently available. It's got the most amazing butterflies, if I can actually get this in front of the camera, but I don't think you can see them until it's been blocked. I don't think you'll be able to see the butterflies, which is the real shame. And then you've got little butterflies all the way through here, running all the way through it. I think they are so sweet, and again, they'll look so much nicer once they're blocked, if you can see those. So that is just gorgeous, and there you go. That's absolutely stunning, I think, but I can't wait for it to be blocked. And that was a fun knit. That was really fun. And then what else do I have? I have the striped hooded cowl. So it's got, you can either have sort of stripes that stand out, there you go, you could probably see those on the hood, and then it's finished with a rolled over I-cord, or you can wear it the other way out, where it's a much more subtle stripe. So it's a much chunkier, but the stripe sort of goes inside rather than outside, and so it's reversible, but it's on a cowl, which means you've got a hood and a cowl and a scarf, and it's all wrapped around and works brilliantly and keeps you super warm, and the wind can't knock it off, and when you're walking the dog it doesn't all fly off and be in different places. Now I am going to be releasing this as a pattern, but I'm struggling with a name for it. So if anybody out there has a suggestion of a name for this hooded striped cowl type thing, then please pop it in the comments below. Give me your suggestions and I shall pick one, and you can get a free copy of the pattern if you wish to have a free copy of the pattern, or if you wish to gift it to somebody else because knitting isn't your skill set, then you can gift it to a nitty friend who would love it. In which case you can just let me know that. But I shall go through the comments and just pick my favourite name, and we will see what happens. So hopefully people will want a copy of the pattern enough that they'll give a suggestion, because I really haven't got a clue what I'm going to call this one. But I do really like it, and it is super warm. So that is cool. And then this is my remake of the twin wing shawl. And luckily you don't get to see me when I hold this one up. The twin wing shawl. It is not as big as the original. The original was knit in Aran yarn, I believe. And it was even bigger than this one. And it is absolutely huge. And this one is double knit. Bellissimo from Stylecraft, but it still has the ends waiting to go in, and it's not its full size, and it's a little bit wibbly wobbly because it hasn't been blocked yet. So I shall be blocking that one, and it is in issue 5 of Yarn People, so that's going to be in the January issue, which is going to be in print. Yay! It's so exciting. So once that is blocked, I will be taking some more photos and some really pretty images, and we'll see what we can do with that. So that's what I'm classing as my WIPs for the moment, for the time being. And then I've got some finished objects that I thought I'd show you, because these are blocked. Well, the socks aren't, because you don't block socks, or at least I don't block socks, because you wear them on your feet and your feet basically block them for you. So these are my socks. Now I'm not 100% sure whether I want to publish them or not. So again, if you've got any suggestions about whether you'd think this would be a pattern you'd like to make or not, let me know. They're nice warm ones. They're made in double knit, so that they're slightly warmer on your feet for winter, and the pattern goes all the way around the sole as well as the top. And then we've got a nice gussety heel, and those who know me know I don't like saying that word. I don't like the G word, but yeah, so it's a nice simple heel. Give you lots of room. They're brilliant inside boots, wellies or otherwise, but just because I think they're brilliant, and I'm wearing them doesn't mean that anyone else would. So a little bit of feedback in the comments below would be cool, because I can keep them for myself, or I could release a pattern. It's up to you. I'm not really, I don't mind. I'm thinking of calling them bricks and mortar socks, because the pattern looks like bricks and mortar. So again, let me know if you think that's a good idea, bad idea. I shouldn't bother. I should just pop them on my feet and take the dog for a walk. So yeah, let me know. This is hubby's favourite scarf. Again, another pattern that I haven't really done anything with. I don't know whether I will or not. Again, I can do, if somebody wants it, I can quite happily write it up and pop it in the Ravelry shop. So it's really chunky fisherman's knit with some vertical stripes and more fisherman's knit, and it's so warm. It is super duper warm, which is one of the reasons that hubby likes it. So we've got that. It's holiday season, festive time coming up, so I've got some crochet chains. This is going to be a nice free pattern on the website, on the blog. I'll be popping that on there so that you've got time to make your own. Excellent use for scraps, or you can use colour coordinated yarn if you want to go out and buy properly colour coordinated, and you can either put it really super tight or leave it all loose and baggy, and it's fine whatever way aesthetically you find it more pleasing. But that's going to be a free pattern on the blog, because frankly I find it a bit cheeky to ask somebody to pay for a pattern for this. I do have a knit version and a crochet version, but I really like the crochet one. It works up so fast, so fast, and you can tie in most of the loose ends as you go, which is a bonus for me. I like that in my crochet. And then the last thing I'm going to be showing you, even though I've got probably more, but I'm trying not to take too much time, is this. And again, I have another question for you around this. This is a corner to corner shawl. It's quite simple. It was originally made for babies, only it turned into a blanket, not a shawl. So it's actually a square. It's a great big square. Hopefully you could see that. I can't see what I'm showing you. So it's beautiful. But I am toying with the idea, and this is where I'd like some feedback if you would care to share with me. I'm thinking of making it into a poncho, which means I need to do something with this centre bit so I can actually squeeze it over my head. But if you would let me know if you'd be interested in seeing how to make it as a poncho rather than just leaving it as a blanket, or indeed a very warm double layer scarf, because that shawl rather, because it is super warm, because it does have both sides to it where it's folded over. That is very nice and comfy and warm, and I wish I had a shawl pin with me, because then I would carry on wearing it, because I am really cold out here, as my nose is still attesting. So that's my finished objects, or my recent finished objects. So that's what I'll be sharing with you. And for the shawl, blanket or poncho question, I will put a link. There's a little eye icon up here, hopefully, unless I'm pointing in the wrong direction, in which case it'll be up there, but I'll work it out when the video comes out. And that will be a YouTube poll card. I'm finally catching up with technology and understanding what YouTube can do, which means you can answer the question in that card. So you can tell me whether you think it should be a poncho, have an option to be both, or just leave it as a shawl stroke blanket. And that would be cool if you would give me that feedback. So you've got an option of doing feedback up in the corner or feedback down in the comments, and we'll see what happens, because experimenting with technology is always interesting. I don't know whether people will see that. I don't know if it works on all phones, or if it only works on laptops, or if it doesn't work on laptops and only works on phones, or it's clever enough to work on everything. I don't know. So that could be interesting. And then we move on to UFOs, which are unfinished objects. Now for me, I've got a cross stitch that is terminally stuck in UFO status. I started making it for my mum years ago. I'll see if I can still find it and grab a photo of it. It's beautiful. It's horses running, absolutely gorgeous. And then it got put away and lost for about 4 years. And then I found it again and got super excited, and I was going to finish it off. I was going to make it, and for some reason it got lost again. And then Rob found it a couple of weeks ago, and I'm really hoping it doesn't get put away again. And I will see if I can grab a picture of it so I can show you what it looks like. And if I manage to find it, I'll put it here. But it is beautiful, but I need to find some time to finish it off, because it's absolutely gorgeous. And other than that, I tend to put things in into my UFO category that have floundered quite dramatically, which means in my world that I no longer have the entire collection of information required to complete the project, and generally it has become, as you can see, entangled for one reason or another. Now I can remove some of that yarn, that can go over there, but we now have this left, and it is an absolutely beautiful shawl. It's from issue 2 of Yarn People, and it's absolutely stunning, but I've only got one piece of yarn left for it now. I do have plenty of this purple, but I don't know where it's gone. It might even be sitting on the shelf behind me. It is sitting on the shelf behind me. There, right there. It's that purple right there at the end of that finger. That purple is what I need to finish this. Maybe it's not terminally stuck in the UFO camp then, because I thought I'd lost that purple. No, it had been tidied away. So maybe I'll be able to recover that, and that would be cool. And then the other things I put back in my UFO collection or category are my repairs. Now, this is a cardigan from issue 1, which was designed by Frenchie of Rohan Knits, and it's an absolutely gorgeous pattern. She's wearing it on the front cover of that issue. But I have a whacking great hole in the side of it, and I don't know how to mend it. So it's sitting out here in its UFO status until I've worked out what on earth I'm going to do. So if anyone has any hints or tips or links or videos or tutorials that would help me mend this, please do so. Please link it, send it to me, just tag me on something. I really don't mind, but I want to know how to be able to fix this hem, because I wore this all the time. I absolutely loved it. It's got 3/4 sleeves, which means I can wear it and do the washing up and not actually have to worry about getting my jumper soaked. And at the moment I have to take my jumpers off because they've all got long sleeves, and then I can't really roll them up properly, or they're too tight, or they're too nice, and I just worry about getting water everywhere, and that's just unpleasant. So that's one of the reasons I love that particular cardigan, but the other is that it's simply quite gorgeous. And yes, I could knit myself up another one, and quite possibly I would if I had the time, but I'd rather learn how to mend it. So if there is someone out there who knows how to mend it, and why I'm waving my pencil around, I have no idea, then please tag me, comment, share the link, whatever. That will be fabulous, and I can have an experiment and maybe even put a little blog post together on how atrocious I am at mending and how I'm learning. So that might be interesting for people. So that's kind of where I am at the moment. As I say, we're going to pretend that the thousands of bags behind me don't exist, but they're the current WIPs, finished objects and UFOs that I have around at the moment. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. They're handy things to have. Not that they really mean much overall at the end of the day, but it does allow YouTube to think that maybe this content might be of use to other people if people like it. Please follow the channel if you like yarn and yarny type tutorials. We have oodles of tutorials, we have oodles of sewing content, and as I say, I'm going to be doing these videos going forward. Share the video, share the channel if you think you know someone who'd enjoy it, and please subscribe. That would be really, really cool. There'll be a button along in a minute once I've stopped waffling, and then you can click on that to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, it takes seconds, and it means that you'll get to see updated content or tutorials or offers or whatever as soon as they pop into the feed. And so on that note, I think I will say I'll see you next week. Well, no, I won't see you. I'll speak with you next week. See you later. Bye.